Today we're going to take a look at the best Town Hall 9 air attack strategies, starting off with this army here. So this strategy is commonly referred to as LaLo or lava loon. Basically, you just have your lava hounds, your balloons. For the archer queen, you really want the giant arrow, but you could swap the archer puppet to the action figure if you have that epic equipment, because the giant is really helpful, but not a big deal if you don't have it. And for the minion prince, if you wanted to, you could switch the henchman to the dark crown. Otherwise, this equipment setup is perfectly fine for him. And then you got the two poisons. One poison's going to be for the CC. The second poison's going to be for the defending prince, or wherever you happen to need the poisons. Let's jump into some attacks. Alright, so the goal for the giant arrow is mainly to take down sweepers. You really don't want to leave the sweepers standing because it's going to make things very annoying. However, you also don't want to try to take down too many air defenses because you do want your lava hounds to pop. That way you're not going to time fail. But the first thing you're going to do is drop in the queen, try to take out one of the air sweepers with the giant arrow. So let's see if we can line this up properly. And there we go. We just missed that one on the right, but since the one on the backside went down, that is where we will start our LaLo. So there we go. I actually had a troll Tesla over there. Let's drop in the big lava hound first. That way it can tank the most damage. Next lava hound from the top, and just kind of spread out the LaLo like this. And then on the far right, we'll put in the prince, pop his ability. We're going to drop that first poison on him, second poison on the defending CC, and then there we go. And then the two skelly spells are going to be for the defending queen. So she'll make her way to the top side. Let's drop in the two skellies on her. Let's actually rage the LaLo up there, and then start sprinkling in your minions across the top to get the cleanup started, because again, you don't want to time fail. And there we go. We've got the defending CC is still up, which is a little annoying, but you know, not the end of the world here. We'll drop in that last rage down there. Looks like the queen went down again. Not really a big deal, but you can see the balloons pushing through very nicely. This attack strategy is very strong. We even still have a couple of lava hounds that haven't even popped. Actually, none of the lava hounds have even popped in this attack. So we still have all of our lava hounds intact, which generally isn't super ideal, but it's also not a big problem, especially when the base goes down so quickly anyway. And there we have it. This is going to be a triple. None of the lava hounds even popped. Let's actually run this back one more time in hard mode, just to show you guys that this attack strategy works just as well even in hard mode. Let's go ahead and jump in. I think this time we'll get to see some lava hounds popping. Let's try that giant arrow again. This time we lined it up perfectly. We actually almost got all the air defenses out of the way. So we're going to drop in like that. And we're going from the top side this time, which is different because we got that sweeper on the right side down. This was actually the way that I had initially intended to do this attack the first time. And just sprinkle in some minions in behind all of these balloons. Go ahead and get a rage down. Poison the defending prince. Poison the defending CC. The enemy queen's already down, so we don't have to worry about that. What we can do with the skellies instead is just kind of use them to distract these expos a little bit as the balloons slowly but surely make their way around. So there we go. Let's drop a rage here. Get them through that. My prince is still alive. The defending CC again still alive. This time around, you can see we got lava pups on the map, so it is going to be a little bit harder in hard mode, but the balloons are still cruising. We still have the prince on that right side. I think we did finally get the defending CC out of the way, and we should get some more lava pups right here. There we go. Alright, we'll drop that in. We still have a rage spell we can use. Let's use it here. That'll help get through that expo on the back side of the base. This one's actually coming down pretty close here, but it's still going to be able to move through. We still have the lava hound over here. Let's get a bunch of minions down there, and then basically just overwhelm the defenses on the back. We got a few balloons left. Last lava hound pops. We got lots of pups, lots of minions for days. The wizard tower is not even going to be an issue for this, and now we can take a look at an attack in multiplayer, and we'll take down a base that way as well. Alright, here we go. We found a max Town Hall 9, and we'll see how we can take it down. So, like I said, the first thing you're looking for are going to be the sweepers. We got them pointed to the left and right. I think we could go... Let's go for this one up here on the top side, and then we'll do the balloons from the right. So that's going to be the plan here. So drop that in, pop the queen's ability. We missed the sweeper. Not the end of the world, but it is going to make things kind of annoying. But here we go. We'll go ahead and pop that immediately. Send in a few balloons, minions, and then just keep it rolling around the base. That's the goal. Lava hounds, and the last lava hound. There we go. Let's get a few rages rolling through the core of the base as well. Rage here, rage here. I actually didn't see the other defending hero. I don't know if the queen was in there or not. We'll send a couple of skellies in the core though. A couple more balloons. Send it here on the back side of the base. Send in some more cleanup so we don't have any issues with time fails. One on that builder hut. We'll rage on this back end, and this base is absolutely deleted. The queen didn't even go down. I'm not sure. It looks like we got at least one lava hound to pop this time, but there we go. This attack strategy is incredibly strong. Didn't even need our poisons on this one. Like I said, I don't even know where the other defending hero was, but there we go. Let's move on to the next strategy. So this next strategy is going to be tried and true, dragons. So we take the 3 lightning spells and the earthquake just in case there's like an air defense and a sweeper together that the Archer Queen's giant arrow doesn't hit, or just an air defense in general that the giant arrow doesn't hit. But if you can hit some air defenses with the giant arrow, then you can kind of split up the lightning spells and take down multiple air defenses on the base. So that's why we have the 3+1 for the earthquake in case we need the full thing, but you might not always need that. But let's take a look at some friendly challenges and see how this goes. The first thing that you're going to look for is going to be the same as with the LaLo. It's going to be the sweepers. You want to get at least one of the sweepers out of the way, and then that is going to be the direction that you send the dragons. Ideally, I'd like to get this sweeper by the prince down, but that is going to be a little bit tricky to line up. We'll see if we can get that to happen. I'm trying to decide if I want to go from... I think we can go from the bottom and potentially hit that sweeper. Like I said, this base is set up so that it is intentionally difficult for the sweepers to get taken down, but we're going to start here with the queen, and then once she gets onto the gold mine, then we'll fire the arrow, and we got it. Perfect. So that's going to set us up to go from the right side with the dragons. We'll go ahead and... I was going to drop... Well, let's drop in one for a little bit of cleanup there, and then let's get the rest going. So there we go. Send in the dragons, send in the prince, and then we can send in the CC behind that as well. We'll rage over the enemy queen and the air defense initially, and then we'll look at the backside. So we got this last standing air defense. We'll take that out with his spells. All right, so far so good. And then just hang on to the prince ability. I like to use him like in the middle of the base. We're actually going to use it here, so it's going to slow down the air defense and the expo, and that's going to be the best value there. And it slows down the enemy prince. So basically just use your prince ability when you can maximize how many defenses you can slow down with that ability. And this base is absolutely crushed already. We'll actually drop in the freeze, and you really don't even need the freezes. It's not a bad idea to even drop the 2 freezes and just take another rage spell for your dragons. But this is going to be a 3-star. We'll skip to the end and then move on to a hard mode attack and then a multiplayer attack. And there we go, 3 stars on the board. Let's run it back. Also, as we jump in, I did make that change. We're going to drop those 2 freezes just because the freeze at Town Hall 9 doesn't last super long. I'd actually used this version a lot before. I'm not really sure why I did the freezes, but let's see how it does with 3 rages. So here we go. We're going to try to do the exact same thing. Line up that sweeper again as before. And then we'll send in the dragons exactly as we did the last time. Then we did get the sweeper. Perfect. All right. Send them in. So everything goes like that. Drop rage here. And we'll rage right about here as well. Alright, it's looking good. Get rid of that sweeper, or that air defense on the backside again. Pop the prince ability. This time we actually missed the defending prince, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. We'll rage here into the core of the base. We still have a ton of dragons left alive. We still have a few balloons alive. They're about to go down, though. But you can see that prince effect slowing down that expo on the backside. It did just finally get back up to normal speed, but that prince ability is so incredibly strong. So if you're going to upgrade your equipment for the prince, definitely upgrade the dark orb first. That is where the prince gets all of his strength. We do have the defending CC causing a little bit of a headache, but it's not going to be enough to stop this attack. And again, we can kind of skip to the end of the attack. You can see all the dragons that are left. This is definitely a 3-star, and then we'll do one multiplayer attack before we wrap up the video. And there we go, wrapping up for the final star here. The Skellies delaying the dragons just a little bit, but they'll move in, take out the Tesla here. Let's see who we can find in multiplayer. We're actually going to try out this Town Hall 10. Now, with the LaLo, you didn't really want to go for air defenses, but for dragons, the more air defenses you can get down, the better. So we're going to try to snipe an air defense here in addition to the air sweeper. Okay, it didn't go all the way down, but we're going to drop the earthquake like this, and then that'll allow us to zap out the other air defense on the backside of the base as well. So that works out nicely. Let's drop in a balloon. Oops, I didn't mean to keep dropping balloons. I was trying to drop a dragon. I meant to drop one balloon there, but there we go. We got a few balloons there, sure. That's fine. Let's see how this goes. We'll drop all that in. And then you want to focus, I didn't mention this earlier, but you do want to focus your rages around the air defenses that are still standing. So we're going to obviously rage here. Let's go ahead and pop that Prince ability, slow down that Inferno Tower, drop another rage here. So that'll get us through the Inferno Tower and this air defense on the backside. And then the only real threat that's left, I mean, obviously we have this big X-bow on that right side, but we also have that single Inferno on the very top side of the base as well. That single is heavily damaged. If you remember, we got the Earthquake spell and the Giant Arrow to hit it, so it has taken quite a bit. So we're going to actually focus our rage right here and try to get through this Expo, because it will very quickly make its way through these dragons if we don't get it taken care of quickly. And there we go. So now we can get through these storages over here as well. The single Inferno should get overwhelmed, and this is looking pretty good for a Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 10 attack. And look at that. All the defenses are gone. He did have kind of an odd Expo. That must have been the new Expo for Town Hall 10, so he just didn't bother to place it in his base. In any case, it's not going to make too big of a difference. There we have it. Dragons with another 3-star. And there we have it. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see more Clash of Clans content from me, I recommend checking out one of these videos right here.